Welcome back to the Osteopathy YouTube channel. Today we are really excited because we are launching our newest series, which is all about specific sports as requested by you guys. So the first sport that we're going to be diving into and we're going to be talking about in terms of body mechanics, most common symptoms we see when clients come in who participate in these sports, and the most common conditions that arise are all around golf. So for the first video today, we're going to be doing a 5-minute upper body stretch routine to help release tension and tightness after you have been playing. So what's really important to understand when you're playing golf, so when you're either putting or you're going through the swing, is that you're going to be putting a lot of pressure into your neck, into your shoulders, particularly into the upper back, into the thorax, into the ribs, and of course down into the lower body. So the first 30 seconds of the 5-minute routine, we want to start with just stretching into the neck, so helping to improve that overall movement. So the first movement we're going to do is stretching through the scalenes and into the side of the shoulder. So we're going to start by turning the head away, looking down slightly. You'll feel it in this position, and then if we want to deepen the stretch, it's using the opposite hand to exaggerate that stretch. So we want to start to aim to stretch down into the fibres, so around the side of the neck, into the upper trapezius, down into the scalenes, a little bit into the SCM, and we're holding that position there. So you should feel a lovely, lovely stretch. So we're doing 30 seconds on one side, and then once you've done that, you're going to gently let the neck relax and turn, and then looking down to the opposite side. So again, even though you're not looking down most of the time when you're playing, it's really important to understand that it is being used as you're twisting, as you're turning. And so it's really important to work through the whole body when you're looking at this. So we're going to do 30 seconds into here. Good, hold in that position really nicely. So again, feeling the stretch down. It's just taking that time after you've played, coming back to the middle, and then of course working into the upper fibres of the trapezius. So clasping the hands round, placing the hands around the base of the head as we breathe in, and then breathe out. As you're breathing out, you're stretching the chin down. So again, we want to aim to hold this for 30 seconds. It just feels really nice just to let the whole body relax, because there is that temptation after you've been playing to just relax and not do any stretches. So we're going to try and make it as easy as possible to add this in. So we're holding this here. That's lovely, holding for 30 seconds and then relaxing. And then what's really important as we're going through is that we're stretching around the back of the shoulder, so into the posterior deltoids and into your rhomboid muscles. So again, we're going to bring the arm across the body. We're stretching through, so just targeting the upper body. We will do a full body stretch later, but for now, just this upper body. Pulling the arm across, and we want to aim to hold this for 30 seconds. You'll feel it pull right across and also between the shoulder blade and the spine. So you'll feel it stretch into the rhomboids, holding that for 30 seconds. And then once you've done that for 30 seconds, you're going to swap sides. So again, you're crossing the arm underneath. So the side that you're stretching is going across, the other arm's going up underneath, just above the elbow, and then you're stretching across the body. So it's a really lovely way just to stretch around the back of the shoulders, to reduce any likelihood of any shoulder injuries or issues after you've been playing golf, or if you're doing it for a long period of time. So yes, it's about relaxing, but it's also about preventing injury as well. So important to do all of this. So holding that position. Next thing that I would argue, which is one of the most important if we're thinking of the grip when you're holding, is stretching through the forearms both sides. So we're going to look at different perspectives in terms of that stretching. So the first one, if we're looking at the extensors and the supinators, we're going to turn the hand down, holding around the wrist, and then stretching the elbow forward. So we want to aim to hold this for 30 seconds. So it's a really lovely deep stretch. You're also stretching down into the hands as well. So it's really nice to kind of get into that stretch, into this position, because again, we just don't. One of the most common things that we see is obviously tightness and tension around the forearms, which again can be awful if it's stopping you from playing. So it's just preventing that tension from forming. Once you've done that, we want to swap the other way. So we're going to turn the hand over, hand just below the thumb, and then we're pulling it this way. So you'll feel it stretch on that inner side. This is looking at your flexors and your pronators around the forearm. And again, aim to hold this for 30 seconds. And you want to work through both sides. So although you have a dominant side when we're doing sports, With golf, because of the grip, you know, one hand above the other, you're going to be using both forearms as you're swinging, as you're moving through. So it's really important to work through both sides. So once you've held that for 30 seconds, swap into the opposite side. So again, demonstrating that again, you're turning the hand over, holding around just below the thumb, and then you're going to pull the forearm forward. So as you're bending, you're straightening through there, that's it. And you'll feel it again on the outer part of the elbow, because some of the most common injuries that we see when people have been playing golf, if they've suddenly increased their intensity, duration or frequency of playing, and they're not stretching and relaxing the body after, you know, going from 0 to 110%, that can also cause issues. And again, changing to the opposite side, because the body's not been able to adapt and progressively build up over time, so injuries can occur, and obviously that is not what we want, particularly if you love playing golf. So we're holding that stretch there. So again, on the inner side, holding this position with the stretch, nice and relaxed through here. And then once you've done that for 30 seconds and then allowing that to just rest in that position, then relaxing. Finally, we want to stretch down through the lats, the latissimus dorsi, and opening up through the ribs. So again, it's so important as we're swinging through that we're stretching down the side of the body. So what we're going to do is one hand over the top of the other. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to stretch over to one side. So you can hold this for 15 seconds. You're going to stretch over to one side, pulling as much as you can. Pull, 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 stretching down the side of the body, holding that there, and then swapping over hands. So the lead hand is the one that's being pulled over by the other hand. Breathing in, and then as you're breathing out, pulling across the body, and it's such a lovely stretch. So if you've been playing, it's really nice to open up through the ribs, open up through the side of the body, and it just makes it really quick and easy to stretch all key areas that you've used when you've been playing. And then relaxing there.